Good morning. We are actually on week 12. So, welcome to week 12. The whole first quarter of the year is done. I pray that some delightful and amazing things has happened in your life this first quarter. And I'm wondering what you have planned for the second quarter of this year. Today, our Hebrew word for the week is Netzer. Netzer. And Netzer means a tree shoot or like a sprout. It references, believe it or not, Nazareth or a Nazarene. Again, I'm going to read this, but I found some deeper concepts that I would like to share with you, and I will put that link in this email. When writing about the coming Messiah, the prophet Isaiah wrote, "A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse. From his roots, a branch will bear fruit." And that's in Isaiah 11:1. The rabbis have always believed that this new shoot refers to the long-awaited Messiah. And Christians believe this verse points to Jesus, or Yeshua, as I prefer to call him, because he was from the family line of Jesse. But there's another symbol here that I think a lot of us often miss when we read the verse. When Yeshua grew up in the town of Nazareth, a name that comes from the Hebrew word netzer, meaning shoot or branch, this is the word used by Isaiah. The word Nazareth basically means Shootsville. When the Bible refers to Jesus the Nazarene, the symbol is of Jesus the shoot, the one Isaiah had predicted generations before was going to be born. Jesus from Shootsville fulfills Isaiah's prophecy. I know many people who would agree or argue that Jesus never claimed to be the Messiah, but in fact he did many times in a very Jewish way that we sometimes miss. And as I was preparing for this and studying for this, one of the things the Lord brought to mind that I wanted to ask you and share with you is maybe there's netzers in our own life. Maybe little sprouts, little places, little tasks, or prophecies that God has brought into your own life. And maybe it's something we tend to despise the way that the Hebrews despised Nazareth as some good-for-nothing little town, or Nazarenes as good-for-nothing people that come from that town. So I'm going to encourage you to ask the Lord, what are the netzers, what are the shoots, the little sprouts in your own life that maybe needs a little more nurturing or a little more attention so that you can have a little more joy in your life. So in light of that, shoots and sprouts, of course that makes me think of trees, and so we are going to practice our tree pose to go with that today. If you are not sure about your balance, I want you to feel free to get a chair. And I want to talk to you about grounding and gazing. Those are the two principles that I always try to impart to all my students. So I want your grounding leg, your standing leg, to be the leg closest to the chair. You're going to spread those toes wide, and you're going to engage this leg by making it nice and strong and stable. For your other leg, and you can just hold the chair here, I want you to work on this external rotation, taking that hip and taking it out to the side. I don't really care where you put your foot. You can leave it on the ground with the arch of the foot around the ankle bone, and that's just fine. Really ground that standing leg and set your gaze on something that doesn't move. Your palms can be at your heart. They can be way up overhead, or you can take them out like tree branches. If you feel comfortable, you can bring your foot to your calf. And if you want to play with it, sometimes I like to use a chair. You can play with bringing that leg all the way up into the thigh. The sole of the foot pushes into the inner thigh pushes into the foot. Set your gaze. Maybe you just want your hands at your heart here. Maybe you want to reach them up overhead. Maybe you need the chair. Some days we need the chair. Or again, you can take it out like tree branches. Bring those hands to the heart. Take it down. And don't forget to do that pose on the other side. I pray you have a really blessed week. Feel free to reach out to me. Ask any questions, any input. I'd love to hear from you guys. You have a great day. Shalom.